From a spiritual perspective, if I am doing things that feel hard, that I don't like, that aren't really in alignment with me, and when I say not in alignment, just like not my passion, then that's going to lower my vibration. And why would I think if I lower my vibration that I'm going to attract at a higher vibration? You've gotten great at divine working, but what about divine living? Welcome to the Divine Living Podcast. I'm your host, Gina DeVee. You're not alone in wanting more. And here at the Divine Living Podcast, you can expect to be part of conversations from women like us who unapologetically dream big and are obsessed with manifesting our most fabulous lives. The conversation starts now. I want to start with a message of living a worry-free life and conducting your business 100% completely worry-free. And when I say this, it doesn't mean that the worries won't pop up or that there's a magic pill. However, the opportunity for women like us to use the skills that we know about brain training and train our brain actually has the capability to live a worry-free life. And it is something I am completely obsessed with right now. And I'm seeing opportunity after opportunity show up where I actually get to practice it. And so that's why I'm super excited to share it here with you today. And, the teachings of the world would tell us if something is out of our control that we should stress about it. If it doesn't look like something's going to happen, then we should worry about it. And if someone does something that we don't like, we should get angry or upset or frustrated or sad. And if we do something that we don't like, that we should dwell on it and beat ourselves up and make ourselves wrong and hide and feel shame and blah, blah, blah. And today I'm here to join with you to eradicate all of that. It is not scriptural. It's not spiritual. Any of it. And the more that we really get, our opportunity is to live by spiritual truths. Our life becomes so much better. So I remember a time when I was worried about filling a program and I was stressed about it. And then I was trying to figure out things that I don't like to do to attract more clients to get into this program. For example, I was trying to think of what subject lines are going to work and what copy can I write and in what way can I do internet marketing, because I was so trained with the thinking of the world that if I did this stuff, then that's what's going to attract a client. From a spiritual perspective, if I am doing things that feel hard, that I don't like, that aren't really in alignment with me, and when I say not in alignment, just not my passion, then that's going to lower my vibration. And why would I think if I lower my vibration that I'm going to attract at a higher vibration? And yet we all do that all the time, right? No pain, no gain is what we're taught. And we just, we need to feel the fear and do it anyways, and basically not pay attention to our bodies and not pay attention to our passions and not pay attention to our desires and just do all this stuff because this is how other people have gotten success. All right. Well, then there was another time that I remembered I wanted to fill a program and I started practicing this commitment and I started really getting, it's not my program. And so I said, dear God, I see that the idea for this program has dropped into my lap. However, I'm now more, I don't know if spiritually mature is a way to say it, but I'm more aware that when I am not asking for your guidance, things go wrong and things are hard and I don't get the results I'm looking for. So rather than just running ahead and being well, this is a good idea and this will make money, I am asking, I have this idea, and if it is your will, if it is of you, it's actually your program. So if you want this program filled, I am totally available to fulfill it. I had a deeper commitment than ever to fill it with ease. And this was very counterintuitive to my logical thinking because I'm such a doer. And if I want to manifest something, and I will go and I will make it happen no matter what. And I will pull rabbits out of hats and the whole thing. And so to release, to surrender all the stress, all the worry, all the stuff I don't like, all the marketing. I mean, I did what was joyful for me. I put together the program page. I barely sent emails. But I kept asking. If this is something I'm supposed to do, then please send the people. And a couple of people showed up at the beginning of the marketing schedule and calendar of it. And that looked really cool, except it wouldn't have been really, from a business perspective, it wouldn't have been cool with the small number of people that showed up at the beginning. And as it started to get closer to the deadline, I felt my temptation to freak out or to be like, oh God, am I going to have to do this program with like just this small amount of people? Cause that would be like the old archetype of me. I have to like overwork and overgive for less than what I desired. So that started to come up and I prayed and I said, no, dear God, for this program to make sense, there needs to be X number of people in it. And I have maybe a third of the amount as the deadline was approaching. And then I would start to see my neurological pathways start firing and be like, well, you need to go do a webinar and you need to do internet marketing. And what angle can you take to get more people in? Because, and I was like, no, I'm returning to what I desire my relationship to be with God. And I said, God, please provide, or please guide me to do what feels good, what's in high vibration. And, the deadline was getting closer and closer. And then the other parts of me were like, well, maybe you're just not supposed to do this program, because if you have this minimum and you don't want to do stuff to other things to get it in, and like, there's like, with the amount of time that's left and the number of people that need to get in this to make this worth it, it's not it's not happening. And I sat in the place of non-attachment because I remembered, like, my life is here to be of service. And if God wants something to work, then God can work it, and God knows where his people are. So I was like, I don't see how this can happen. The deadline isn't here yet, but it's a couple minutes away. I don't feel inspired to go launch a big internet marketing campaign and start pulling rabbits out of hats here. So, but from a place of positivity, from a place of alignment, from a place of expecting my good, from a place of, if God wants it to happen, I'm available. If not, something else great is going to happen. I wasn't freaking out about like the money, and it was just all this place of positivity and surrender and belief in my relationship with God to lead and provide, especially since I'd gotten myself out of the way. And then one day, pretty close before the deadline, the veil lifted. And there was a group that I was working with that I hadn't even considered for the other thing that I was launching, because they were in it. And it hadn't occurred to me that there were a bunch of people in that group that would love the other program as well. And then I just went and offered it, and boom, way more than the minimum, total abundance, total grace, total ease, all before the deadline. And it had been there all along, but I didn't see it, never even considered it, thought about it, any of it. And that's just one example that when we choose to live a worry-free life, and when we choose to believe that the abundance is there and that we will be led and guided, however that's meant to show up will show up. I ordered a bunch of clothes and shoes and fun things off of the Real recently. And I've been getting my stuff and so excited. And it's like, how it feels when that Amazon or UPS box arrives or whatever. And anyways, I like look at the app every day to see like when the next delivery is coming. And I was getting some things again. And then like there's a bunch of stuff that wasn't coming. And I kept looking and it said it was, it had left New Jersey and then it was in the Los Angeles warehouse. And it didn't dawn on me that it had been in the Los Angeles warehouse for like 5 days. And I was like, I think there's a problem here. So I called the Real and they were like, call UPS. I called UPS. UPS can't find the box. And it's not like going to Nordstrom's or whatever where you can just like go get like, these are like one of a kind pieces that I got such a good deal on and getting ready to leave for a trip and wanting for the trip. And normally I'd be pissed. I'd be angry. I'd be yelling at managers at UPS. I'd be calling the Real and, and I just had this sweetness in my spirit. And I was like, it looks like the box, then the claim had to be filed and they'll respond to you within 3 to 8 days. And I'm like leaving in 5 or whatever. And I just noticed, I was like, well, if God wants me to have those clothes, I'm going to get a call like today and it's going to be fine. And if I'm not meant to have those clothes, then I'll just, I'll have that money for something else. But the point is, I would have missed the grace of the opportunity. And I would have missed that it's like, it has nothing to do with UPS. It has nothing to do with the Real. It has everything to do with me and God. And so we think that other people have been like sent to our lives to piss us off and get us off track. And we make them God in the process. Like they're the source of our happiness or they're the source of our joy or like they had anything to do with losing this box on a spiritual level. And so I have no idea at this moment if this is a spiritual opportunity for me to just have complete zero stress, worry about it, or if it's for me to deepen my faith and just like know that God knows how to get the box to me. Like send your angels and I'm here. So, but it's a fun way to live, to just start to really create these habits in our mind that nothing bad can happen. Nothing, none of it. And all the times that I would like be dwelling on stuff I had done and either been feeling remorse or regret or embarrassment. And I would play that over and over and over in my head and like think about that during a workout or during a bath. And it's like, now it's like, it's not that this stuff doesn't pop up for me still. It does. But the second it pops up, boom, focusing on the positive, boom, focusing on the desire, boom, focusing on all that is right. And it's just such a lighter way to live, knowing that, I found my mind wandering this morning during a workout and like trying to figure something out for the future and starting to be like, well, is that going to be hard or is it going to, and it just like, and this new like commitment to all things positive. I was like, well, of course, something's going to work out. I'm meant to live a life of contribution and abundance and joy and pleasure. So something's going to work out. And as long as I keep seeking God's guidance, of course, it's going to be made clear to me. Versus before, I unconsciously had this view that like I had to figure everything out. And business seemed almost like this magic trick of like, well, is this email going to work? And is that funnel going to work? And what if that launch doesn't work? And then if it didn't, then I had to do all the things. And it was a heavy, fearful way to live rather than being in the joy and the flow and the knowing that every single one of us is meant for massive success, massive blessing, 100% no matter what. And becoming only available for that, that's exciting. And then I found myself saying, well, like, okay, well here, like I'm the thing about starting out in business, beginner's luck, it's great because you don't know what you don't know. You're like, oh, I'm going to go make whatever kind of money. I'm going to go start this business. And like, then things start working out and you're like, this is cool. And then the danger zone is for women like us who've been in business for, oh, we know how this works. We know, like, we have to get this number of people to get this conversion rate, and we have to send this many emails. And if we don't do this, that's not going to happen. And then it, like, we leave spirit out of it. We leave the miracles out of it. We leave the joy out of it. And so more recently, my prayer has been, yes, I think about my work, my programs, what's around the corner, that kind of thing. And I've also started consciously praying, and send me unexpected opportunities. Send me unexpected flow. The Course in Miracles talks about effortless accomplishment. Send me unexpected flow and opportunities that I don't even know to pray for. So when I'm in that state of allowing and of openness, and it's been coming, like the email that I didn't know to ask for has come in, and there's just this lighter way of going about the day. Zero stress, zero worry, zero negativity, zero focusing on anything other than what I absolutely desire. And it's possible for all of us because this is actually truth. The other stuff isn't truth because it's rooted in fear. It's rooted in the past. And fear is false evidence appearing real. Nothing based in fear is true. And if we women would train ourselves to think this way, and then make sure that we only surround ourselves with people who think this, believe this, speak this, because the other stuff sets in, right? All you need, if you've got a weak belief and you're sitting there trying to really work on your own high vibe and positivity and manifesting, all it takes is one person to be like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And you're like, oh yeah, you're probably right. And then it starts to go down a spiral. And I'll see it even with me and Glenn too. It's like, both of us have a money story. And it's like, if one or the other is like in a good space with it, and one or the other like brings up something about like, I don't think we should, invest in that right now. And it's like, I can feel like everything clench in. And so be really vigilant about who you're surrounding yourself with and what conversations you're available for, from friends, from clients, from team members and family members. Everything that comes in, it counts. And you get to create your own non-negotiables. You get to create what the conversation is around you. And why don't we create nothing but yes, nothing but high vibe? I heard something fun recently. I think there's a resort that I've not been to in Tennessee. I think it's called Blackberry Farm. And their company motto is yes. Now, what was the question? And it's like, just they live in the land of yes. Part of why I love Dubai. It just seemed like it was like, yes, anything you wanted was like, yes, like, yes. What if we got great at just anything you desire? It's yes. So being super high vibe, being super positive, especially for what we know now, like, when things don't work out the way we thought or the way we planned them to, we're just being redirected for our good. We're being redirected for our good. And today is a new day. Any lessons we've learned from the past, any mistakes, any of it deserves not 1 ounce of belief, deserves not one thought. It does not deserve to be fed. Starve those bitter, old memories, thoughts, feelings, any of it from the past, so that you don't miss out on all the good that is coming to you today. All right, my loves. I hope this episode was a blessing in your life and you are feeling uplifted and grounded and loved. And speaking of love, I hope that you have a career that you love. And if you have been thinking about starting a business, or you've got a business that you're not exactly loving because it's not taking off as fast as you'd like, or as abundantly as you'd like, or it's just feeling hard, I want you to come join me in the Gateway to Your Dream Business program. It's 10 weeks to get you clear, grounded, confident, loved up, and on your way to getting this dream business off the ground. It's literally the gateway. I know as an entrepreneur what it's like to not be clear, to get overwhelmed by all this business stuff. And am I supposed to do this or that? And am I clear on who I'm serving and all the things? And I, over the past 20 years, have learned how to streamline and create timeless methods. It's kind of like everything you need and nothing that you don't, which is really important as an entrepreneur. And I'm going to be teaching this class live over the next 10 weeks. So come check it out at divineliving.com/gateway. I want you to be thriving professionally, financially, impact-wise, all the things. So go to divineliving.com/gateway and you'll get all the details there. Hey Queen, I hope you loved this episode as much as I loved sharing it with you. And if you want to connect more and be the first to know what's coming up in all things Gina DeVee and the world of divine living, text me. My number is 1-310-421-0704. That's 310-421-0704 if you live in the United States or Canada. Once I put your number in my contacts, get ready to receive motivation, queen tips, BTS, sneak peeks, and all the good stuff right in your texts.